Today, Arknights released their first episode of the anime, and I wanted to give my first impression, so let's go ahead and jump into it. First thing, I want to start off by saying that I am a heavy Arknights enjoyer when it comes to lore. I've read the episodes up till 8 into halfway 8, and then I've read a lot of the side stories, Underties, Darkness Memoir, and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to say that from that perspective, I think that episode 1 is a very good job of kind of retelling this story, because as you get into some of the later chapters, even into the next arc and stuff like that, you kind of forget, like, oh yeah, by the way, this is how it started. So as a perspective from that, I think it's really nice to see all the characters that I love, all the characters that lead into such the crucial points of the chapters, and just kind of remember, like, this is how it started, this is how everything kind of escalated, and see all the naive versions of the characters that we eventually know mature and grow and do all these different things, and you get really excited about what it's going to look like and what's it going to look like into the further chapters. But I did want to say, on the speaking of kind of looking at it from the lens of somebody who's never seen Arknights before, because I was also viewing it from that standpoint, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are like, oh, I've never heard of Arknights, I have no idea what's going on. I would say that the first half of it is rather slow and kind of an information dump, but that's not necessarily bad. I'm not bashing on it. I'm not saying that that's a negative thing, because I think it's very crucial for Arknights to do this, and they do this in the main story for a reason. It's to build up the characters, to build the connections to the characters, to build connections to the plots, so then whenever the stuff hits in the heavier, like, later chapters, it matters and it makes sense. I do think that it's going to pay off. I even think that the latter half of the episode into the second half was actually done a little bit more quicker pace and a little bit more cinematic, a little bit more action packed, to kind of remind people, like, hey, by the way, we're in action, we're kind of doing stuff, this is stuff that's happening. We had a little bit of a slower moment, but that's kind of just to build the story. Like, I think they had a really good kind of subjection there between the two different parts of the episode, allowing you to get a little bit of information, but also reminding you that this is an action anime, and we're going to have action in it, we're gonna have strategic plots, we're going to have team building, and all the different things that people like to see in these type of anime. So I think going into episode 2, they're gonna have a lot better pacing, and I think a lot of people are going to be willing to kind of stand out to episode 2 just because of the episode 1 second half, very better pacing. And in my opinion, when it comes to just kind of like the general populace, I think a lot of people will be more on the favor side of the second half of the episode in terms of pacing anyway. But like I said, I think it's very well done. I don't want to criticize too much, because at the beginning of it, it's just the first episode. We have no idea what it's going to look like. We have no idea what it's going to end up being as it kind of goes into it. A lot of the people who enjoy the stories, of course, are going to like, are they going to tell my favorite part the right way? Are they going to show it the right way? And I'm very hopeful, just watching the animations, the visuals, the music kick-ins. I think they're going to do a phenomenal job. I was already getting chills when Amiya was like, we are Arknights. I was like, damn right we are. And just like kind of watching the doctor and the way that they interact with the team, and just kind of like reminding myself, like, oh, we were a very, very amnesia doctor, very, very right there. It's so cool to see all the characters and stuff like that back when we first got introduced to them. So I'm really excited to see where it goes. I know that they're going to handle it well, just based off the first episode and the animations and stuff like that. And honestly, I think it looks so clean. The trailers did not do it total justice. Honestly, the trailers were phenomenal, but looking at the actual anime, I'm like, damn right, this is going to be it. But anyway, that's just kind of my first impression. Don't want to make this too long. Let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your night, guys. Peace.